Not gonna lie, sometimes I just sit down and just think to myself, is all what I'm doing worth it? I know it's not just me. I know you've probably thought about it too. You've been putting in so much work. You've been putting in so much time into, a goal that you really want to achieve. But, some part of your brain is telling you, man, is what you're doing really, really worth it? you know and it's kind of scary just to think about it, because you're not really sure about where your life is going to be like. You just know that as much as you put in the time, as long as you keep working, hopefully you might get there. And it's hard to see life in a bigger picture when you don't really have the outcome yet. It's hard to actually envision yourself in the outcome if you don't really have it right now. That's what I'm going through personally. I believe I've been working really hard. I believe I've achieved a lot of things in my own life personally. I mean, not really, financially, obviously. I would say more physically. I have the physique that I always wanted. Mentally, I'm still working on myself. I don't think I'm where I want to be. Obviously, I want to be the best version of myself. The last few months I've been reading books every day. So I've been reading 30 minutes every day. And it's crazy how, a lot of people neglect reading books, after college, after high school. I feel like most people stop their learning. Nobody want to learn after high school. And it takes someone that is different, or it takes someone that really want to take the initiative to be a better person to actually pick up a book and just learn specific knowledge. And over the past few months, to be honest, I've read a lot of books. I didn't know I could actually read a lot of books. And I guess because of the drive of me wanting to be the best version of myself, I've been picking up books. Reading is becoming so much easier, and me even talking to the camera is something that I really want to work on. So I'm taking the initiative to come on here at least every day, just to pick a topic and just talk about it. Sometimes it's hard for me to talk about a topic nonstop. And if you go through my old videos, if not, it's like I talk about a topic, but I guess it's not something I'm very passionate about. So you can you can see how difficult it is for me to actually express myself with that topic, compared to now where I'm talking about like my personal life, what's going on with myself. So it's like I can get a better flow because I know exactly what I'm saying. I'm really saying it from the depth of my heart, or I'm expressing myself to you guys. So I guess this is like a new thing to me, to be honest. It's something new. I post content already on Instagram. I feel like I'm good with posting short form content. But when it comes to like just talking out loud and expressing myself and articulating my thoughts, I find long form content really hard, just because I gotta talk nonstop, especially when I don't gotta cut it. With short form, all I gotta do is like memorize one sentence and then say it out loud and then cut it, and then say the next sentence and then say it out loud and then cut it. With YouTube is different because you don't gotta memorize anything. And I don't want to say too much, but I got big plans. I'm taking some risk. I wouldn't say it's a risk because it's calculated risk. You could say it's a risk because it's something that I haven't done before. You know what I'm saying? But that's what life is all about. Life is all about gambling. We gamble every day. The best kind of gamble is you are gambling, with the right percentage of right percentage of return towards your investments. And that's the best kind of gamble. The worst kind of gamble is when the house always win, like the casino. The casino, there's like high chance of the house winning, the casino winning. But in terms of like your future, taking risk, like traveling, starting this business or starting this new venture, is more calculated because the outcome, if you put in the work, is going to be there. So that's where I'm at right now in terms of like the risk I'm taking. But overall, I'm just trying to better myself and just see if I can actually max out my starts. my stats, not starts, stats, max out my stats. I believe I'm in a video game. I believe I am my main character in my video games. And you should be your own main character. I am my main character, and I believe for me to get to my end goal, I gotta max out every start on my player. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. But one thing I'm gonna leave with you guys is, no matter how hard it may seem, your brain is always gonna tell you you are not gonna make it. Your brain is meant to play that defensive mechanism, just to remind you that you are not capable. But now what you want to do is you want to control your brain. You want to tell your brain exactly what to do, because at the end of the day, man, your brain is in your head, and guess what? You are the person. You're the person with the subconscious mind. You're the person with the conscious state. You can control your action. You can tell yourself that you can do this. When you start telling yourself that you can do something, even though it sounds crazy, your brain has no choice than to listen to you. But you gotta go against it first. Once you go against it, I can guarantee you, how, like, when you're about to touch something hot, like when you're about to touch a fire, or like something really hot, once you get closer, your brain tell you, yo, it's hot, don't touch it. You know what I'm saying? But let's say you actually go against your brain and you touch it. You know what I'm saying? You touch it well enough, like you touch it enough time, your brain starts to believe like, yo, this is normal. Like, I can touch fire. I can guarantee you. It's just like pain is it's an illusion if you think about it. Pain is what triggers your brain to just believe like, yo, you're in pain. But I can guarantee if you go against the grain and actually keep touching the fire, you don't feel the pain anymore. It's all illusion. You can control your brain. You just got to go against it. But obviously, not everyone want to control their brain. But that's an extreme example, obviously. But there's like, you can relate that with other things. Let's say you're about to do something crazy they haven't done before. You just got to go against it. Once you go against it, your brain has no choice than to actually follow through.